Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sport Breaks. I am your host, Dante Washington, aka Coach Peanut, back with you guys for another episode, and it is 5:21 in the AM. I am currently preparing myself for my regular 9 to 5. Ooh, yeah. But I had to give you guys the breakdown and shakedown of what went on last night. Of course, we had Monday Night Football, had some NHL going on. We also had the NBA as well in action. But before we get to all that, make sure that you are subscribed to Sport Breaks on Spotify or wherever you're getting your podcasting from. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to Sport Breaks on all social media platforms. Make sure you like the content wherever there's a bell, hit that bell. As I keep telling you, it is free. Thank you for the support. It really does help. And make sure that you comment so that you can join the conversation. Let's go. Starting off with my NHL scoreboard from last night. As I stated yesterday, there were only two games. We had the Oilers at home taking on the Islanders. The Oilers won this game 4-1. The Kraken were at home against the Avalanche, and the Avalanche really let one loose on the Kraken 5-1. Looking at games today in the NHL, we have the Penguins taking on the Blue Jays at 7. We have the Bruins taking on the Sabres at 7. We have the Golden Knights taking on the Capitals at 7. We have the Flames taking on the Canadiens at 7 as well. We have the Ducks and the Predators taking on each other at 8. The Lightning and the Blues, their first puck drops at 8 o'clock as well. The Devils and the Jets will do some work at 8 as well. The Coyotes and the Stars will go to battle at 8. And our last game in the NHL will be the Panthers taking on the Sharks. That game will start at 10:30. Looking at the association, the Raptors beat the Wizards 111-107. The Knicks fell to the Celtics 114-98. The Bulls lost to the Bucks 118-109, and the Cavaliers lost to the Kings 132-120. Tonight in the association, as I stated, if you have been paying attention and you have been subscribing and listening to Sport Breaks, it will be Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, and we have in-season tournament games going on. The Hawks will take on the Pistons at 7. The Heat will take on the Hornets at 7. The Pacers will take on the 76ers at 7. The Spurs will take on the Thunder at 7:30. The Magic will travel to Brooklyn to take on the Nets at 7:30. The Mavericks and Pelicans will tangle in New Orleans at 8. Trailblazers will take on the Jazz at 9. The Timberwolves will travel to Oracle Arena to take on the Warriors at 10 o'clock. The Clippers will travel to the Mile High City in Denver to take on the Nuggets at 10. The Grizzlies will take on the Los Angeles Lakers at 10:30. That is our in-season tournament games for today. And with no further ado, let's dive into our Monday Night Football game last night, which, if you did not stay up to watch, you actually missed a good game. Of course, I spoke about both of these teams having to one needing to run the ball, the other needing to uh, run the ball and push the ball down the field. Um, Buffalo did not uh, start off wanting to run the ball, but they eventually did. And I picked them to win because they were at home. I know it's a tough environment to play in, of course. But Denver was up to the task, and Denver did the things that I spoke about them doing, and I spoke about them running the ball and definitely pushing the ball down the field. Russell Wilson looked almost uh, 4 years from back in the past, like that Russell Wilson was getting it going on last night. He was slinging it down the field. He was pinpoint with his passes. He was scrambling a little bit. He was flicking it forward. He took some sacks, but nonetheless, the Denver Broncos came away with the victory last night, 24-22. Um, Field goal at the end of the game. This is the sixth game inning this week with the field goal to walk it off. They kicked the field goal at first, and he missed it to the left, but uh, unexcusable penalty on Buffalo with 12 men on the field. He got the retry, and he put that thing down Broadway Street and sent the Bills to a loss, and that drops the Bills to 5-5 and brings the Broncos record to 3-5. In the first quarter, it was basically 3-0 to Denver. Denver got 12 in the second quarter, and Buffalo got on the scoreboard with Dalton Kincaid catching a touchdown, and Buffalo going for 2 and converting that. Buffalo got a touchdown in the third from Dalton. No, that wasn't from Dalton Kincaid. It had to be from Dalton Kincaid. But anywho, they got a touchdown in the third. Also got a touchdown in the fourth quarter, but Denver scored 9 again to walk off with a field goal and take this game by 2. Again, this was a treat. This was a decent enough game. And towards the end, Josh Allen started to run more. He scored their touchdown in the fourth quarter, giving them the lead by virtue of Denver missing their point after. But Denver and Russell Wilson drove. They converted some good passing plays, and then they got a pass interference call that was a spot foul, which ultimately gave them the opportunity to kick the game-winning field goal, which again they missed. But again, Buffalo shot themselves in the foot with, again, 12 men on the field. That is so inexcusable. And Will Lutz nailed a field goal to walk it off. Let me pull up some stats here. And looking at the stats for the game. My computer is loading slow. Russell Wilson was 24 for 29. He had 193 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like I said, they made a conscious effort to run the ball. Javonte Williams carried the rock 21 times for 79 yards. Russell Wilson also pulled the ball down and ran 9 times for 30 yards. They just, to me, they were outstanding running the ball against Buffalo's defense. Their front four, Buffalo's front four, should have played better. You pretty much got everybody back from injury, but it did not help. Courtland Sutton had 8 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown. Jerry Jeudy had some timely catches, only 3 for 35 yards. And Javonte Williams, again, he was excellent running the ball and out of the backfield. Had 4 catches for 31 yards and a touchdown as well. Looking at Buffalo, Josh Allen was a smooth 15 of 26 for 177. The story to me of this game was the fact that he threw 2 interceptions. He also had a touchdown thrown. But the key for them going forward is the fact that James Cook, 12 rushes for 109 yards. Latavius Murray and, of course, Josh Allen got the rushing touchdown. Latavius Murray came in. He had 9 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. So very, very valiant effort to run the ball because their leading receiver last night was Dalton Kincaid with 5 catches. Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis only had 5 between the two. Gabe Davis 2 for 56. He caught that pass for the 2-point conversion on their first score. Stephon Diggs only had 3 catches for 34 yards. So I think a lot of teams are, and I don't want to say figuring out Buffalo, but I think a lot of teams are definitely seeing what they can do differently against Buffalo to slow them down, because Josh Allen is not going to be, well, nobody can be the person that they were a year or so ago, but Josh Allen is not going to make the effort to run like he used to, and I get it. He's the franchise quarterback. I probably don't mind running 12 times a game either. You know, if he has to, I'm as an offensive coordinator, someone who has called plays before, I'm probably going to be in his ear and say, hey, look, pull that down. Hey, you go through your progressions, 1, 2, 3. That safety valve isn't there for your 4th read. Let's go. Let's get loose. But they have really made the effort to run the ball. James Cook seems to be their go get it back. So to me, they need to lean on that. Defensively, I just think their rush defense should be a tad bit better. But you're looking at secondary. They have a few ball hawks, but who are they going to be? They blitzed a lot last night, and the numbers say Russell Wilson has had a problem with that lately, the past year and a few games, but Russell Wilson had not many problems with that. He gave up 2 sacks late, but I like the fact that he stood tall in there and he improvised and he did what his team needed to do to get the win. So kudos to the Broncos for the win. I was wrong for saying that they would get blown out, but they came out fighting. They did some different things, and going forward, we will definitely see who the Buffalo Bills really are, and who the Broncos really are as well. Thursday night game coming up for the NFL. It will be week 11. We will definitely get more into that going forward. But the Thursday night matchup for this week will be the Bengals and the Ravens. That looks to be like a doozy coming forward as well. So, of course, make sure you are subscribed to Sport Breaks on Spotify or wherever you're getting your podcasting from. Also, make sure that you are subscribed and following Sport Breaks on all social media platforms. Make sure you like the content. It is free. Show the love. Show the support. Make sure you do the comments their due justice and join the conversation, as I am up for any conversation available. I will start going live soon, so make sure you are subscribed and hitting that bell wherever you see a bell, so you will be notified of what's going on. All right? If it ain't Sport Breaks, people, it ain't shh. Knowledge world. Peace.